And we're live. How are we, lads? Welcome back to the Nick from Australia YouTube channel. Welcome to the Saturday football review. Tough night as a Cowboys fan. Really tough night, man. That didn't go to plan at all. We're going to try and get through this review quickly because my laptop is going to die, so I might have to grab the charger actually, because this is not going to last the whole review, I don't think. Really tough night as a Cowboys supporter. Getting embarrassed like that, especially in Townsville. Not good at all. Not good. Not good. Would I say it's panic mode? No. But definitely some problems and definitely some things that need to be fixed quick. Hello to Tom. Hello to Josh. Hello to William. Bear with me, fellas. I'm just grabbing my laptop charger so I can get some stats for you guys, because I don't want to forget any of that. Hang on a second, folks. Just don't want my stupid laptop charger. It's all over the place here. My apologies. Oh boy, what a terrible, terrible fucking Super Saturday was very, very unpredictable, man. And something falls over. Of course it does. Of course it does. I have to pick that up when I finish. What happened, Titans? Hey, what happened to all the Queensland sides today? Good Lord. What happened to friggin' everybody? Not just the Titans. Obviously, good to see Titans and Broncos get beat, but God, Cowboys, gee whiz. Don't even want to get into it. That's how bad we were. Terrible, man. We were terrible. Just gonna put the phone here somewhere. Oh, stay there, you mongrel. All right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Saturday football review. That was rough. That was a rough night. Obviously, the first game, Rabbitohs 46, Titans 12. Didn't see that scoreline coming at all. Cowboys 12, Warriors 42. Good Lord, that was really bad. And the Sharks knocking off the Broncos, man. 22 points to 12. If you saw my tipping video on Tuesday, I did tip the Sharks, so nailed that one. Nailed the Rabbitohs. Obviously, the Cowboys. Not good, man. Not good. Is it panic mode? Obviously not. But definitely some bad things. Bad signs. I'm quite disappointed with how we played, and I think the whole team would be. Also, hello to the chat. Hope you guys are all good. Welcome to the review. If you are new to the channel, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Would really appreciate it. I'm not as mad as I would be. Obviously, I'm mad that we lost 42-12. Like that's unacceptable and just simply not good enough under any circumstances. But I just think I've had a good think about things, and you know what? Not making excuses, but we're the only team in the NRL to not have a bye, which I think is crazy, man. Maybe players were tired. I don't know why the Origin players backed up. Like, we literally beat the Roosters in Sydney last week without all of them. I don't know why we couldn't just field the same team as last week and let the players rest up for the Raiders next week. But I think Todd panicked a little bit there. Origin tiredness, you could be right, Will. You could be right. It definitely felt like that. Now, obviously, I'll be in Canberra next week. I'll be at the Raiders-Cowboys game down there in Canberra. Should be nice and cold. I've already had a good look at the weather. They're saying that I think 11 degrees is going to be the hottest and 0 is going to be the coldest. So, great weather for Canberra next week. Absolutely fantastic. Hello to the chat. Let me get to this donation from York. Hey, Nick, unlucky tonight. Oh, 100%. I wouldn't even say unlucky. I'd say just a bad night in general. Thank you very much for the super chat there. Let me try and remove it. Why is it not letting me move it? Hang on a second. Every time someone donates, I can't see the chat. Let me just I don't know why it's not letting me remove it. Anyway, oh, there we go. Cool. Yeah, anyway. Next week, obviously, I'll be down in Canberra for the Raiders Cowboys. Hopefully we bounce back. We seem to be a lot better on the road. I'm not saying that we win a lot of away games, but we seem to go alright. We have, like, our away record this year has definitely been probably better than previous years. Like, we've won at Cogra, Suncorp, Cogra. We won at Suncorp again, a magic round. We've had a few wins on the road. Obviously, Roosters last week. I think our record in Sydney is 2-2 to start the year. Lost to Cronulla and Parramatta, but beat the Dragons and the Roosters. So it's not a bad away record. It's definitely a lot better than previous. Hello to everyone that's here. I hope you guys are all good, man. Hope you guys are all good. I'm fine, man. Like, it sucks to get flogged. It does suck, but we've been there before. We've been through it. We'll come out the other end and we'll be fine. We are 7-7, which is, you know, mid-table. It's 7 to 12 on the ladder, and this is what it is. Just got to get our stuff right, man. Got the Raiders, and then we got to buy. So that Raiders game's going to be one that we're going to have to attack and going to have to try and get a win there. We have a good record in Canberra, so I'm not too worried about the travel or anything. It's just we've got to get our starts right. Our starts last. Obviously, the West Tigers game and the Rabbitohs game, we started really well, but we started really poorly against the Roosters, and we got away with that one, and then started really poorly tonight, so we've got to get our start right. But we'll get to the Cowboys game soon, and we'll go back to the Gold Coast Souths game, and holy shit, another donation from, I believe, Viking Axe, who's, for some reason, his name Ashley Klein. I think that's from the Origin the other night. $10 super chat. Sorry for the loss, Nick. As for next week, Raiders 13+. I hope not. But, yeah, may the best team win next week. Appreciate you guys for the $25 super chat so far. Appreciate it. If you guys want to donate to the channel, you can. There is super chat. There is PayPal, and there is PayID. So, if you want to donate, go for it. Alright, let's get into the first game, man. Rabbitohs 46, Titans 12. We're not going to spend long on this game. We're going to go through this pretty quickly. It was a really one-sided game. It was pretty shit from the get-go, man. Like, I think what killed the Titans was that Cody Walker try right before half-time where Campero knocked the ball on. I think that's what really, you know, that's what really hurt the Titans. Now, obviously, tries in this game. Latrell Mitchell got the first one. Jacob Gagai got one. Richie Kenner got one. Walker got a double. Burgess and Mawali got one. And Jack Whiten got one late. And for the Gold Coast, tries to Khan Pereira and David Fafita. Titans. What is going on with them? Like, I know they've had a big, 6-week period where they've been getting up for teams and having a crack. Like, they got up for Manly, they got up for the Warriors, they got up, they beat the Cowboys just, they got up for the Storm, they got up for the Broncos. Maybe it's just a little bit of fatigue setting in, I don't know what it is, but I thought Souths were really good. They came to play today, the Rabbitohs. I thought their offloads through the middle and just the ability to get the ball to their big, powerful outside backs were really damaging. I thought Latrell Mitchell was a handful. Tane Milne in the centres had a really strong game. Richie Kenner was really good. I just think their outside backs laid a really good platform for them. The offloads were very damaging. I think, obviously, you can beat the Gold Coast through the middle and whatnot, but the Gold Coast are really good at doing that themselves. And, for Souths to offload the ball the way they did and just really take them on, I think that's where Souths really got them in this game. Gold Coast, probably, there are some worries at the Gold Coast. Like, they're very hard team to get a read on. They get up occasionally, but it just makes it harder for next week now. We've got the West Tigers play the Gold Coast next week at Leichhardt Oval. Like, who do you pick there? Do you go for the Gold Coast to bounce back, or do you tip the West Tigers at Leichhardt Oval? That's a really hard game to call next Saturday afternoon. But credit to South Sydney, man. They came to play. That was their best performance of the season, without question. Without question. Latrell Mitchell looked like prime Latrell out there. He was outstanding. Cody Walker, you know, he was good. Whiten, they seem to look a bit better. Good on the Rabbits, man. Burgess, I thought off the bench, he made a lot of impact. Titans were just, they were never in it. At 10-6, they were a chance. They really were. But once Richie Kennan went over, and then obviously Campero dropping the ball for that bomb, which led to Cody Walker scoring, that is pretty much what I think hurt them. Setting a try before half-time can either work against you or it can work with you, and it definitely affected the Titans and it gave South more confidence. So we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. South's got Brisbane next week at a call, which is a game Brisbane should win, but South will, they'll be up for that. I'm sure they will. And the Gold Coast, well, they've got to go to Sydney and play the West Tigers. So interesting stuff. Player of the game here, Latrell Mitchell, 100%. Latrell Mitchell, player of the game. All right, let's go to the Cowboys and the Warriors. I don't really want to talk about this game, but I have to. 7 tries to 2. Warriors 42. My beloved Cowboys 12. It just wasn't a good night. We started really poor from the get-go. Completion rate wasn't pretty. I think we made about 4 errors in the first 10 minutes. Just gifting the Warriors countless opportunities, and they just made us pay every single time, man. Nickel Klookstad with the first try. Then you had Fanua Blake crashing over, which was a pretty disappointing try to let in. Then you had Barnett score a try, which was just on the back of, I think, a lack of effort, if I'm honest. And then Rocco Berry scored one, which was just a bit of luck there for Rocco Berry. Sort of regathered the ball, but you'll take what you can get. Drinkwater scored a long-range try at half-time, which was on the back of Tom Dearden just still trying really hard. That try in half-time for Drinkwater, I thought that was going to give us a lot of momentum and maybe potentially change the game up, but second half began, and I thought we were okay first 5 minutes of the second half, but we just seemed to, I don't know, just seemed to overplay our hand a little bit. Couple of errors, you know, scoreboard pressure gets to you, especially when you're at home in front of the home crowd. There would have been about 20,000 there tonight, I reckon. And when you're down 22-6 and you're at home, the scoreboard pressure will get to you if you overplay your hand a little bit too much. And I'm disappointed because I know the boys are better than this, and I've seen them play better than this. This is just one of those nights where it was on the back of a couple of, you know, really gutsy wins over the last couple of weeks, and back at home, after Origin, our Origin players backed up. They probably shouldn't have backed up because they all look really tired, man. Cotter just seemed to play like he was on 3 hours sleep. You know when you have a night where you get 3 or 4 hours sleep because you've had a rough night of sleep and you've got a big day. Say you got to work a shift, say 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and you get maybe 3-4 hours sleep and you're just really struggling throughout the day, drinking coffee, you're trying to get through it. That was the Cowboys today. You know, players backing up, probably a little bit tired. Team, we haven't had the bye yet, which I'm not trying to make it as an excuse, but it's tough to play 14 weeks straight without having a bye. Sometimes they're on the second bye. So, that sucks. It definitely sucks. And, you know, we've done a lot of travel. I'm not making excuses, but it's just how I read the situation. Cowboys will be okay. We definitely miss Reece Robinson in the middle. Although Harrison Edwards, I thought he did a really good job. Defensively, I think he made like 48 tackles. His service was pretty solid. So, look, I can't be critical of the guys that replaced Robson. and Talangi. I know Braden Burns didn't have his best game, but it's footy. You got to remember, guys, and look, you guys in the live chat, some of you guys might even be laughing at me right now, and that's fine. You're entitled to your 2 cents. That's fine with me. But what everybody needs to remember is that rugby league players, at the end of the day, they're still human beings. They're not robots. They're not going to be great every single week. You're going to have your bad days. You're going to have your great days. You're going to have your days where you're 50-50. It's just the way it goes. We're not robots. Players are not robots, man. So it's just one of those days where the team, they're at home. They're a bit flat to begin with. Warriors started the way they should have, and they took advantage of it. So well done to the Warriors. Shout out to the Warriors supporters. I know they're a very passionate bunch. So credit to them. And good luck for the rest of the season. I've got nothing negative to say about the Warriors. Good luck to them, man. Now, tries in this game, obviously, Nickel Klukstad got one. He got 2, I should say, Chance. Fanil Blake got 1. Barnett, Rocco Berry got 2, actually. But yeah. Good on the Warriors. As a Cowboys supporter, I think we'll be okay. We're 7-7. We haven't even had a fucking bye yet. We're about to get a couple of byes, which is going to give us, some points on the ladder and whatnot. Raiders next week, I think we'll put a lot of effort into that Raiders game, and if we can get a win down there, everything will be sweet. So big game next week against the Raiders. Player of the game, gee, they had a lot of them, the Warriors. You could probably throw in Chance, Tamara Martin, Fanil Blake, Rocco Berry. I'm going to throw in Tamara Martin. I thought he was a very, very good man. So Tamara Martin's my player of the game, and well done to the Warriors. Well done to the Warriors. Now, Broncos v Sharks. Sharks 22, Broncos 12. Told ya. Go watch my tipping video from Tuesday. I told ya the Sharks would win. Was it convincing? No. But they did it. They went up to Brisbane. They got it done. Every single time the Sharks have played a top side this year that's a level below Penrith, the Sharks have conquered. They conquered the Storm in Melbourne. They conquered the Roosters at Magic Round at Suncorp, at a venue where they don't have a great record against. And then the other team that was probably a level below Penrith were the Broncos. And the Sharks, they went up to Brisbane without Nico Hines, with the correct mentality, and they beat the Broncos up in Brisbane 22-12. Credit to them. Sharks have been labelled as frauds and pretenders the last couple of weeks. My apologies about that annoying noise, the stupid aircon. Let me just turn that off for a moment. My apologies, guys. I know that's probably annoying everyone. The Sharks. Everyone was criticising them after they lost to the Panthers down at Cronulla a couple of weeks ago. And then obviously getting beat by Parramatta last week. Down at Combank, everyone was criticising the hell out of the Sharks. And for them to go up to Brisbane, beat the Broncos the way they did, without Nico Hines. I know the Broncos didn't have Reece Walsh, but the Broncos have won plenty of games this year without Reece Walsh. So it was a very good win. Very good win for the Sharks. Full credit to them, man. I think the Sharks are probably more likely to win the comp next year, just because I think getting Fanua Blake is going to give them that extra piece to potentially win it all. But the Sharks are definitely a threat this year for me. They're definitely a chance of winning the comp. Do I think the Sharks will win the comp? No, I don't. I don't think they'll win it. But they're going to be thereabouts. They're going to be probably in the top 4, which obviously is massive. You get a double chance at the Cherry. And they're a team, they're very tough. They don't rely on one man to get it done. Like, you look at a lot of teams in the competition and they are so heavily relying on the one or two players. Look at Parramatta. Without Gutherson and Moses, they are terrible. Look at Melbourne without Munster and Hughes. They're not the same. Have a look at a few sides. For example, just like them. They the Sharks are not relying on one man to get it done. So they're proving that they're a really good rugby league footy team. They're not a 1-2 man footy side like your Parramatta's, like your Manleys, like your South Sydney's, all these sort of sides. So a very, very solid win for Cronulla. I thought they really grinded out. I was a little bit worried about them at the start. I thought the Broncos started really well. Patrick Carrigan with the first try. It was a pretty soft try, I might add. And Smoothie got one. What was it? Talakai got one for Cronulla before Smoothie. But Brisbane led 12 points to 4. And they looked good, Brisbane. It wasn't convincing or anything, but they were looking really good. And in that second half, the Sharks, their pressure and they're resilient in defence, making the Broncos, forcing them to drop the ball. And I thought the Sharks were very gutsy. Showed a lot of grit and determination. The second half, man, I could tell scored a try. Trindle got one for a dummy, which was great. And then Blake Brayley obviously got one as well. For the Broncos to only score 12 points in Brisbane is a great effort from the Sharks. I would almost argue this is the Sharks' best win of the season. That's how impressive the Sharks were. I know we can talk about the Melbourne game. We can talk about the Roosters at Magic Round. We can talk about the game where they flogged my beloved Cowboys early in the year. We can talk about round 1 when they went to New Zealand and beat the Warriors. But to go up here to Brisbane without Nico, win 22-12 after being down 12-4, to keep the Broncos scoreless since the 32nd minute, not even a single point conceded in the second half, just shows how good the Sharks are going and how far they've come as a footy side. Again, like I said about the Cowboys, they're not going to win every week. We're not robots. You have your off weeks, and the Sharks had their off weeks for 2 weeks. And then they bounced back here tonight and they got it done. So it's a bloody great effort from the Sharks. It really is. Now, obviously, tries, Carrigan and Smoothie scored for Brisbane and for Cronulla. Tries to Talakai, Katoa, Trindle, Brayley. Great win for the Sharks. Great win. I'm looking forward to seeing how they go. They got the Dolphins next week, which I think is low-key going to be a fucking blockbuster. Thursday night at Shark Park. I know the Sharks will be favourites and whatever, but Dolphins are having a pretty good season themselves. The battle of the sea creatures. I'm keen for Sharks Dolphins Thursday night. Should be a really good game. It'll probably sell out. Shark Park only fits 12,000, so it'll probably sell out. But look, player of the game, really tough one to call because the Sharks had a lot of good ones, man. They really did. I'm gonna give it. You know what? I don't have all the stats in front of me, but I thought this guy was very good, man. Defensively, very good, and he was under the high ball a lot. Thought Will Kennedy was fantastic. I'm going to give Will Kennedy player of the game, but shout out to Braden Trindle. Shout out to Talakai. They were very good. Blake Brayley had a bloody good game as well. And so, yeah, player of the game, I'm going to go Will Kennedy. Fantastic. I see the other super chats. Thank you very much. Guys, that's going to wrap things up from my end. Shout out to York and Viking Axe for the total of $41.81 on Super Chats. Hope you guys have a fantastic Saturday night. As a Cowboys fan, I'm pretty disappointed. I think we'll be okay though. It's not panic mode yet. If we get flogged by Canberra by 30 next week, then yeah, okay. I might have a bit more to say. But I believe we'll bounce back next week. I have full faith in the team. We'll be ready to go next week. Get a few players back and should be a big game. I'll be down there in Canberra next week. So if you're going to be in Canberra Friday night for Raiders and Cowboys and you happen to run into me or come over, say hello. More than welcome to say hello to people that watch the channel and whatnot. Anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Crazy that all 3 Queensland sides were beaten today at home. Crazy stat. Crazy stat. Who would have thought that 3 Queensland sides at home, Seabus, Townsville, Suncorp, would all get beaten in the one day? Never seen it before. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, guys, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Sunday footy review between Melbourne and Newcastle and Penrith Manly. Till then, have a good one, guys.